everyone feeling?
Good. Yes.
Inspired? Enlightened, I hope?
Yes.
Well, I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share, especially sharing a platform with so many amazing speakers talking about so many insightful ideas. And I'm hoping that this moment that we share together will be a transformational encounter. So now, just like my comrades, I would love it if you would indulge me and please close your eyes. Please close your eyes as I have prepared a special audio for you. Now, as you listen to the sound, I want you to be in tune with what you're hearing, your emotions, and your reactions that are going to be sparked as a result of hearing this clip. No cheating, I'm looking at you guys. Close your eyes. Can we play, please? Okay, thank you guys so much. I thought it would be a little bit louder, but I saw that everyone was actually pretty calm. So as I looked around, there were many different responses from the reactions from the clip that we saw. I want you guys now to open your eyes, be more aware, and take a look at the clip as we introduce now a visual component to the exact same sound.
Are you kidding me?
So now that we've opened our eyes, we noticed that everyone had a different idea of what they thought the video would be, right? And I know for me, when I first thought of the idea, I thought that when you heard the sound, some of you might have been ducking and bobbing and weaving for cover. Some of you might have been alarmed. Some of you might have been a bit nervous. But now we see that once you guys were able to open your eyes, you kind of tuned into what you thought the image would correspond to when you heard the sound. And also, you might have felt a little bit more calm because now you're aware of what's happening around you. And so with that, I want you guys to share with me and say Happy Chinese New Year. So I also had that prepared for you as we celebrate the Year of the Dragon. Now let's transition. What if I told you one of the most potent sounds that you can introduce to your innermost being is the sound of your own voice? Kind of makes sense, right? So in the spirit of the new year, we know that it brings with it moments of reflection, moments of thinking about what did we do for the past year, and also opportunities for growth. So I want you guys to take a second and reflect on the past year, or even the past 2 to 3 years. You know, we went through some things during the last 3 years. But what I want you to do is think back to what were the things that you said to yourself? What were the things that you spoke over yourself? Maybe even more importantly, what were the things you asked yourself? Today, I want to talk about maybe a less popular version of the affirmations and manifestation. I think that most of us are pretty much familiar with the law of attraction and manifesting through affirmations. But today, I want to talk about a mindset makeover. How can you use Askfirmations to ignite a transformational life journey? Let's talk a little bit about the law of assumption. The law of assumption involves practicing new thoughts, actions that make us feel like we've already have our desired outcome, while the law of attraction focuses on attracting the desired outcome to us. If we define the law of assumption based on Neville Goddard, it states that by believing that the thing you want already exists in your life, you will manifest it into existence. I want us to really think about it. Goddard posits what we assume to be true, we call into our reality. Do you find that that's true? The law of assumption is based on believing that the desired outcome is already yours. So now I want to talk a little bit about the law of attraction versus the law of assumption. As I previously mentioned, the law of attraction focuses on how we are able to attract our desired outcome. But the law of assumption states that we believe that the desired outcome is already ours. Now, I want to introduce to you the concept of Askfirmations. Askfirmations is a powerful mental technique that merges the positive statements of an affirmation that helps reprogram negative thought patterns. It then adds the probing nature of questions, and it gives you a reflective question that encourages self-reflection, forward thinking, and dare I say, action. Now, you may be wondering, I kind of see where she's trying to go with this, but let me give you an example. A lot of times when we are faced with situations of fear, lack, or doubt, what do you ask yourself? Sometimes we ask ourselves, why is this happening to me? Why is everything going wrong at the wrongest time? Come on, let's be real. A lot of times we ask ourselves questions in the negative. And so then your brain, the way it's wired, the way it works, it then seeks to find the answers to prove what you're saying to be true. And that's the danger of using negative reflective questions. But then we're all here about harnessing our power, right? So I want to talk to you about how can you reframe these negative questions into a positive question that then stimulates your brain to look for the positive as opposed to the negative. So thinking back on my first example, why is everything going wrong? Why don't you say, why is everything working out in my favor effortlessly? What if you introduce that concept in your mind? Now, your brain is going to think back to, hey, I lost 2 pounds the other day. Hey, my hair looks good today. It makes you look for the positives as opposed to the negatives. It stimulates your brain to now be more aware of your surroundings that will offer solutions to your question. And it also leads to a spiral. So I know sometimes when we're feeling negative, when we're feeling upset, when we're feeling overwhelmed, sometimes we find ourselves in a downward spiral, right? We know that we become fatigued, we become inundated by emotions of fear, of judgment, of frustration, doubt, anger. But what if I told you you can spiral up? Simply through using positive, reflective questions or Askfirmations. So now, when you ask yourself, why is everything working out in my favor so effortlessly? Then your brain looks for the positive things. It's kind of effortless. You kind of see the positive, you kind of feel optimistic, and then your body then gives off endorphins that make you excited, and you're looking around and you're like, oh, I have this opportunity, the next opportunity, and the next. And so the basic theory behind Askfirmations is it triggers your brain to look for the possibilities. It looks for the solutions, the answers to your Askfirmations. Now, so I want you guys to remember, Askfirmations foster an attitude in the mind that is favorable, looking for options, solutions, and possibilities. So do you guys want to know, how do you Askfirm yourself? How do I come up with these Askfirmations? Am I just going to be over here asking myself random questions? I want you guys to understand how you can use Askfirmations. How can you make these Askfirmations? So I came up with a few steps. Firstly, assess. You need to assess. Kind of think back, reflect on how you've been talking to yourself. How have you been asking yourself questions? Especially when you are in a good situation. Sometimes we spiral down even in a good situation. Things are going well and then you start to ask yourself, oof, when is something gonna go wrong? It's been so good for so long. When is that thing gonna come and disrupt my happiness? I want us to now think about how we can reprogram our minds to ask positive questions. And how do you come up with these affirmations? You define. And in defining, I want you to think about it as in you're harnessing your power. Make your affirmations purposeful, optimistic, knowing that you're worthy of every good thing. Make it empowering and resonant. Because at the end of the day, we all can accomplish the things that we want if we use this powerful tool in our mind. Then I want you to visualize it. As I said, the law of assumption is based on someone believing that you have the desired outcome. And so you now have to visualize what you want. See yourself losing that weight. See yourself with the partner of your dreams. See yourself in the job that you wanted. Then, a powerful tool I recently learned about, scripting. Scripting is a powerful technique that you can use to write down your affirmations. So now you're able to see what you are asking for yourself, what you want to manifest. And the power of scripting is actually in the repetition. And so what you do is you write down your affirmations over and over and over again. Sounds kind of strange, right? Try it out and you'll tell me. Also coupling it with speaking. There are a few apps that are available where you can actually speak your affirmations and you can play them over and over again. I know some of us, we usually use or listen to an affirmation channel or affirmation video. But the power comes in when you hear your own voice. Imagine listening to your voice, asking yourself positive questions over and over again. It will reprogram your brain. And lastly, assume that you have it. Assume that what you want, what you are affirming for, you have. See yourself having it. And this is a practice that will literally transform your life. Now, thank you so much for indulging me in listening to this transformational technique. Now, I want us to give it a little practice, give it a little try. So, if you would be so kind to repeat with me this affirmation that I prepared for us today. As we embark upon a new year, 2024, we're going to expect great things. We're going to ask from ourselves so that everything that we have been wanting, needed, we're going to have. So I want you, as we say this together 3 times, I want you to visualize that you are in the best place of your life, the best moment in time in your life. So let's read together. 1, 2, 3. Why do I have everything I want and need to live abundantly? All right? I want you to put some emphasis on everything, abundantly. As we ask ourselves again 2 more times, I want you to literally visualize it. Say it with confidence. Say it with conviction. Let's go again. Why do I have everything I want and need to live abundantly? And the last time. Why do I have everything I want and need to live abundantly? So I hope that once you guys practice this technique of affirmations, I hope that you guys are able to change your life, change the trajectory of your life by taking control of the way you talk to yourself, the way you ask yourselves questions, and focus on the positive as opposed to the negative. Thank you guys so much for listening.